Hello and welcome back to my Out of the Park 19 playthrough with the Kansas City Royals. It is now June 4th, 2020, and it is time for the amateur draft. So before we get into that though, we are currently sitting at 23 and 31. So we were around 500 at the beginning of June, but had a pretty tough month, so now we are several games below 500, so that made me sort of make a couple moves to plan for the future a little bit. So I traded Victor Caratini straight up for Seth Beer, so I'm sacrificing a little bit of contact potential and exchanging that for a lot of future home run potential. So, really missing. I was really missing a power bat in the lineup, and Seth Beer will fix that. He's only 23, so he's got a little bit of room to develop some more power, but he's already up in the majors. I went ahead and gave him his major league debut. I could have waited. To ensure that I got an extra year of team control for him, but I think it's more important to just get him in there and get him playing and get him going. So Victor Caratini is gone. He's now on the Pirates. If you remember from the very beginning, I got him basically immediately on our first season. I traded Danny Duffy for him, and he's been really good. So definitely served his purpose here. And he was one of my favorite players on the team, but I just couldn't turn that opportunity down. And the reason I wanted to move on from Caratini was because I had Pavin Smith sitting in Omaha, where he was doing okay. I thought he was getting ready to come up, and I really like his 70 contact potential. And 65 gap power as well, and he can still hit some home runs. So I really like the looks of these bars. So I wanted to get him up in the majors and getting some valuable plate appearances. So Caratini was kind of in the way, and I think eventually Pavin Smith will be an upgrade on Caratini. So Seth Beer will be in right field, which means Billy McKinney was now expendable. So I traded Billy McKinney. If I could find that email. There it is. So I traded Billy McKinney to the Tigers in return for Gregory Soto and Jose Pena. Pena is just kind of a toss-in I asked for. But Soto is the main prize here, and the Tigers had him as a relief pitcher, but with two really good pitches and a changeup that's okay. It's not okay yet. I'm hoping this develops a little bit, but he has the stamina to be a starter. That third pitch is a little weak, but I do think that his stuff and these two pitches can carry him through. So you can see the major theme I have going on here, which is just try to get as many pitchers in here as possible and see who pans out. Because as you can see, our starters ERA is 15th, so we're still not where we need to be at all. So if we go in and look at our short list for prospects, I've really trimmed this down to be really the prospects I'm excited about. So Ernesto Campos, of course, our international free agent we got last year, he's only 17, so he's going to be in the Dominican Summer League once again. Cole Roederer, center fielder. He is close to fully developed, actually, so he's done really well in Wilmington. I'm going to go ahead and promote him to Northwest Arkansas. Really good ratings. His center field rating is still not great, but I want him to get more experience there. He was originally a left fielder, but I changed his position to center fielder to get more experience, and I'll get to why here in a minute. Nick Schnell, another outfielder. He's also doing well in Wilmington, so I think I'm going to leave him down there a little while just to see what he does. But he's coming into his own. Also, really solid defensive ratings. Matthew Thompson, our number 1 overall pick from last year, he's in Lexington, and he's doing well. So I'm just going to go ahead and bump him up to single high Wilmington. So hopefully he can sort of work towards being Major League ready here. He's only 19. He's about to turn 20, so still got some time on him. Sully Mateus is still struggling. I am 100% going to try to trade him while he still has some value. I don't think he's ever going to develop into anything, so I'm going to move on from him. Joey Wentz, Northwest Arkansas, who I acquired last year in one of my trades, he's been okay. He's on the uptick. He just got some ratings boosts recently, so I'm going to leave him here and just sort of keep our eye on him. But I think he's coming around. And then Drew Bianco, third baseman down in Lexington. Not really sure he's even shortlist worthy, but he could be a decent, organizational depth infielder. That's kind of just the ceiling for him. And anyway, really, if you just take a look at our lineup, I'm very excited. We have these first 5 slots in the lineup nailed down. I'm very excited about these 5. We can really build around them. Jackie Bradley Jr. is not the long-term solution, but he's fine. But we really need to improve at catcher in the offseason. That's going to be priority number 1. And also Mondesi is just he's not hitting as well as he should be. Although, maybe he's just slumping. He did hit. I did not realize he hit 265 last year. That's a lot better than I thought. So maybe I shouldn't be so quick to judge him here. But however, I still do like the upside of Carlos Andres Cortez more, although he doesn't have much experience at shortstop. But where is Logan Warmoth? I like his upside as well to be better than Mondesi. So I'm just kind of hoping that he can get it together so I can plug him in at shortstop and maybe trade Mondesi. I mean, we'll see. We have some options there. And then Gigliotti, who he has value, but it's almost entirely as a defender and as a base runner. So he has 23 stolen bases already, which is pretty crazy. But the average just isn't there. Again, he was better. He was better last year, so maybe he'll pick it up. But I really want one of those outfielders that I highlighted in the minor leagues to step up and sort of take his place, and then I could flip Gigliotti for something else. But anyway, you can sort of see the direction of this team. Everyone's still pretty young, except Jackie Bradley Jr., of course, so we can improve. So once we get catcher sorted out, I really think our lineup can be something, a really big strength for us. As in pitching, same thing. We have a lot of young guys, some in the minors, some in the majors, so we have options. So we're going to see who pans out and who doesn't. But anyway, we're going to add to our talent here with the first year player draft. So we have the 3rd overall pick. So we're going to draft until it's our turn. And we got some options. So just going by the star ratings, which is a little misleading. You don't want to rely solely on this, but there is a couple nice starting pitchers. So we have Mitch Harris, who has, these bars look really nice, but he is 17, so a little bit of a risk taking a high school player, and he also has low intelligence. So as a pitcher, where was he? Yeah, there he is, Mitch Harris, low intelligence. So as a pitcher, that is kind of risky. He's probably not going to have a good chance of developing this changeup with his low intelligence. So I'm probably going to stay away from him. Dan Blackwell also has low intelligence, unfortunately. Unfortunately, a lot of these top guys this class have low intelligence, but really good arsenal of pitches. But again, is he going to develop them? I don't know. He is a college player, so he's a bit older. There is this relief pitcher. Let's just make sure he's not a starter. No, he isn't. Only 2 pitches. Looks like a good reliever, though. Let's look at Fletcher. He has high work ethic, normal intelligence, fantastic defensive ability, good speed, decent stealing. Oh, the contact and the gap power. He's a solid overall player, so I'm looking at him. Another starting pitcher. He looks pretty good. I'm just gonna see what all. Let's look at starting pitchers. All starters. So I already looked at those 2. Here's a high. So he's gonna have a really good chance of actually developing, and I really like the look of this so far. He's gonna give up some walks, but that's okay. Good stuff, good movement. The changeup, since he has that high intelligence, it actually has a good chance of developing. He's 19, so he's not all that far away from being major league ready. So I really like the look of Jim Putman. So if I decide to go pitcher, I think this is who I'm going to want. Now, Mike Van de Velde is durable, so that's interesting. But the bars, definitely like Putman better. Just want to click through a couple guys and make sure this guy looks interesting. Has 3 really good pitches. So let's go ahead and show batters again. If I edit my view. So he's P.D. Halpin. Good base runner. I like 65 contact a lot with gap power. Not going to hit any home runs, so could potentially develop into just a slightly better version of Gigliotti, I think. But this guy, Walt Hummel, is another one of those excuse me. It's another one of those high work ethic, high intelligence guys. And he's going to offer the same amount of base running that Gigliotti does. And his contact and gap power is really good. This guy should be an on-base machine, so he is interesting. And he's asking for slot money, so he's going to be a good deal. Huh. I mean, it's interesting. Now let's just look at gap potential here. Is there anyone interesting? There's Hummel again. Jimmy Daigle, I think he is a low intelligence. Yes, he is. I'm going to stay away from him. So I'm really narrowing down here between Hummel. If I go for a hitter, I think it's going to be this right fielder. So I have to decide between him and the pitcher. Let's look at the power. No real star power in this class. I was hoping for a good-looking catcher, but I don't see one. Well, this guy could be okay. Philip Clark. Close to being major league ready at 22. Definitely not using my first rounder on him. But he's a name to watch. So definitely it's between Walt Hummel and I want starters. Where was he? There he is, Jim Putman. And you can never have too much pitching. That is for sure. So I'm gonna go ahead and draft him. just for fun, let's see who my scouter recommends. He recommends Mitch Harris, who does look good, but he's low intelligence. So I kind of want to stay away from that. So 17-year-old, the sky's the limit for him. But he's young, and he's raw, and he's not smart. So the chances of him fully developing are small. I'm going to let somebody else take that chance. So Jim, the Gopher Pootman, is my first pick here. All right. Here we go now. So we are in the third round. I did lose a second round pick due to a free agent signing I made in the offseason. So go back to all batters. I imagine that right fielder is gone that I was looking at, but let's just go ahead. Yeah, he's gone. However, some decent. Are there any decent contact guys? Oy. Not really seeing it. Not really seeing it. So let me just sort by potential here. Let's just see. All right, so my scout likes Tyler Williams, center fielder, who is nothing special. Now, let's see if there's a two-way pitcher we can convert, and it looks like there is. So, he can be a decent fielder. 70 contact potential. Let's just look at his total ratings here. 70 contact, decent everything else. The only thing I saw that was a concern is that he's fragile. So that's a big turnoff for me. He's going to get hurt a bunch. Now here's another guy, Ryan Lynch. Ratings, let's look at his defensive ratings real quick. So you can play outfield, and he's got 60s all across the board. So right away, I mean, this is who I want. Ryan Lynch, no red flags. He's a slot signing, so definitely going to sign him and convert him to outfield. He's 18, so it's going to be a while before we see him, but I think he can be a really good player. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of the draft off screen. And then once that is over with, I will go ahead and sign them all just to make sure nothing unexpected happens there. And then we'll come back and we'll play a game to round out this video. All right, so we've skimmed ahead a couple days. Gotten everybody that we really wanted. Kind of tried to lowball a couple guys, but it didn't work. These were guys that my I wanted to get him, but Brandon Hussey, solid shortstop, could have been just like an average MLB shortstop, which in the 7th round is not bad value there. But couldn't quite get him, and then Eric Dreyer, who I think can be an okay pitcher, wanted $2.4 million. I wasn't quite willing to go that high, so that broke off, and then these other guys are just guys my scout picked that were impossible signing, so I gave them $1. But everyone else I wanted, I ended up getting, so they've been added to our short list here. So our short list becomes a little bit longer here, and so Jim Getz, ended up drafting him in round 5, so that was a really good find, I feel. Just insane speed, insane range, and can become just a decent hitter. If he could get 50 home run power, it could be like a 20 home run kind of guy, maybe. I mean, that'd be pretty sweet, because he's going to steal a ton of bases. So I like the looks of him. Of course, we got Jim Pootman, I don't know. The Gopher, we'll call him the Gopher. I got him in there, so yeah, so excited about him. Hopefully he develops into a good pitcher. And who else? Colby Davis, another pitcher we got. Like the looks of him as well. 3 really good pitches and decent stuff. So if that control develops, he can be a good pitcher as well. He's already 20, so should develop a bit faster than some of these other guys to be major league ready sooner. And yeah, I feel like I forgot someone, but oh well. I had a no, I think that's everyone. But has he played yet this year? Yeah, I just want to check in on Ernesto Campos. So only played 1 game, so definitely too early to tell. I really want to move him up the ranks, but gotta be patient with him. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and play against Chicago here, and Gregory Soto is taking the mound, so he's our new pitcher that we added through our series of trades that we just did. So let's go ahead and smash this one out. Got some interleague play, and we're going against John Lester. So this is going to be a bit of a tough game for us, especially because the Cubs are a pretty good team. So Gregory Soto takes the mound here against Ian Happ. And that's a good start. So get our first out on the first pitch of the ball game. And that's going to sneak by the infield for a 1-out single. Chris Bryant now at the plate. And he takes his yard. That's always a threat there. So not a good start for us. And Kyle Schwarber now at the plate. He will strike out. And Anthony Rizzo will also strike out. So Soto responds, well from the home run anyway. So hopefully our offense can respond here. So Gigliotti gets on base. He's going to be a threat to steal, although, well, I thought Schwarber's arm would be better than that, but it isn't. So we're going to take one pitch. We're going to take one pitch. The pitch out. See, they're going for it. And we're going to steal. No chance. So he's safe. That's why I like to take a couple pitches there, especially with Gigliotti on base, because teams are always very scared that he's going to steal. And it ended up not mattering because Smith took a walk. But Anthony Rendon, 2 on with nobody out here. He will strike out. And now Seth Beer, who is yet to hit a home run for us. That's literally the reason I brought you here. But he's been getting on base and continues to do so there. So Dueñas, big opportunity here. Bases loaded, only 1 out. And, oh no, that's a double play. So that sucks. But Soto's going to have to come back from behind here, keep us in it. And can we get the 1-2-3 inning? And Gigliotti tracks that down. So we get a 1-2-3 inning. Jorge Soler making a rare appearance. He is still on the roster, believe it or not. Can't get anybody to take that contract off my hands. And Mondesi, that's going to be a pop fly. So Roddy Reed, our catcher, probably our biggest weakness of this team is catcher. So that's a quick 1-2-3 inning. Soto back on the mound again. Gives up another hit here, so giving up a fair amount of contact. So that's a little bit concerning. But he is getting strikeouts. And can we catch the stealing attempt? Yes, we do. So Roddy Reed guns him down. So 2 outs now. And Soto finishes off the inning with a strikeout. So he's responding nicely. So Carlos Andres Cortez, can he get on base to start this inning? And it looks like he does as that ball drops right in front of Ian Happ. So back to the start of the order with Gigliotti. And that's going to not be a double play as there is no throw from second. So Pavin Smith, another stealing opportunity for Gigliotti. Same exact thing. We're going to take a pitch. And we're going to go. So Schwarber's arm, no match for Gigliotti's speed. And that is the second stolen base of the game. Pavin Smith will strike out, so 2 outs for Anthony Rendon, runner in scoring position, and that's not going to do anything here. So, we're stranding runners, which is never good. Chris Bryant leading off. We're going to pitch around him. Yeah, he walks, so what? Kyle Schwarber, hopefully he doesn't take his yard again, and Soto really struggling with the command, so we're going to warm up someone in the bullpen, just in case this gets ugly. And full count. Thank goodness he didn't walk him there. Does get the out. See if we can get a double play ball here. No double play ball, but we will get an infield fly. That will be out number 2. Can we get out of the jam? And that is a walk. So our bullpen piece is ready. Do we hook our starter? I'm going to roll with them. See if this is a bad idea. And it was a terrible idea. So grand slam given up. Soto, not a good outing. 6 runs given up in not quite 4 innings. So we got a lot of work to do now, as our bats are just not being effective. Soler does make contact, but that's going to be out number 3. Well, let's see how far Toussaint can take us here. Need him to chew up some innings. He's one of these young pitchers that will be competing for a starting spot. I have him in the bullpen for now. His big issue is control. But he does have nasty stuff as he strikes out Schwarber there. So, can we get anything going against John Lesser? He's been fantastic so far today as Mondesi steps up to the plate. And another ground ball for us. So Roddy Reed now will ground out as well. So, getting a decent amount of contact, just not good contact. 3 straight groundouts for us this inning, so not good at all. Well, Toussaint's looking good, so there's good news. Strikes out the side here in the 6th inning, so good signs for him. Gigliotti top the lineup. We'll take a walk, so y'all know the routine. We're going to take a pitch, and we're going to steal second. Oh, no problem. So 3 stolen bases for Gigliotti. Runner in scoring position. Pavin Smith, bring him home, please. Well, that will at least get him to third, so all Anthony Rendon has to do is hit it far. And that'll do the trick. So we're going to be on the board here. But still, obviously, a long way to go as we are down 6-1. Seth Beer, come on, hit a home run. And that's a strikeout. So Toussaint, need to start warming up a bullpen piece here. Let's give Walker Scheller some work. 2.1 innings, 6 strikeouts. He's been pretty good today. Definitely should have put him in there when the bases were loaded instead of keeping Soto in there, ending up giving up that grand slam. Javier Baez is a threat to steal, so we're going to have to hold the runner. And just as I was talking up Toussaint, he gives up 2 early hits, so we got runners at the corners with no outs, with Ian Happ at the plate. And that will score a run, but will also be a double play. So we're going to let Toussaint try to finish out this inning here, and he does so with a strikeout. Gonna go ahead and put in Walker Scheller. John Lester still in there. Gonna start this 7th inning. Pitching to Samir Dueñas. And Dueñas gets that ball down in the gap. He's got 2. Will he go for 3? No, he will not. So Jorge Soler, can you do anything at all? No. And Mondesi will pop up foul. So we've gotten runners in scoring position early in innings quite frequently. Just cannot bring them home, as we're not going to be able to bring them home this inning either. Just one of those days. Walker Scheller, can you get us home here? Kyle Schwarber, let's pitch around him, make him swing at some junk. And that'll work there. Anthony Rizzo with 2 outs, nobody on. And that will easily be... No! It is an error by Jorge Soler. You are worthless. Ugh. Definitely don't want him on the roster, but he's making just enough money to where nobody's going to want to take him. So I'm stuck with him. Gigliotti up again. He strikes out. And Frankie Montas, he will not strike out the side, but he will have a 1-2-3 inning. And Scheller, we're just going to warm up Cody Carroll in case. Obviously, we're going to try to get Walker Scheller to the end here, as that'll help. That's a double play. And that'll do it for the top of the 9th here. So we have 1 inning to score 6 runs. Let's see. Not very optimistic here, as Brendan Fly is out for out number 1. Seth Beer, I'm waiting for your first home run, as we're not going to get it this game either. 1 out left to work with, and Dueñas, that's hit to the gap, but did it? No, it will not stay. It will not get down, rather. It stays up, and that will end the inning. Not a good game for us at all. We fall to 25-35, which is obviously not ideal, but we're out of it this year. That ship has sailed, so wins and losses aren't all that important. What is important is seeing progress, and not a lot of positives that game. Tuki Toussaint did play well, so I guess that's encouraging. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to play until the beginning of July, where we have international free agents. So I will see you guys next time.